I'm Denise, a licensed therapist with 25 years of experience studying toxic behavior.
And I'm Joanne, a reality TV obsessed fan with absolutely zero regrets about it,
We were college roommates.
which means we have been having this exact conversation for over 30 years. The only difference now is that there's champagne in our glasses instead of beer.
Every week, we sit down and break down the drama, the chaos, and the toxic behavior you can't stop watching.
And Denise will tell you what is actually going on beneath the surface.
This is Charmingly Toxic.
So join us in a glass and let's get into it.
Hey, Joanne.
Hi, Denise.
Cheers to this crazy week. I'm going to put you on a full-time podcast lead today since I was definitely slacking. Didn't have tons of time to watch TV.
Yes, I did. So cheers.
Good. So we'll have you start off with all the fun gossip.
Oh, dear. So lots of exciting gossip, some not so exciting. Well, first of all, James Kennedy's having a baby, right?
Okay. I saw that and I was like, is this real or fake? It's real?
Real. And then, so that's great. And then his ex Allie's on Perfect Match. What platform even plays that show?
I don't know, but I've definitely watched it and it's entertaining. But she's also, we said, on Southern Hospitality. Have you
Allie?
seen her? She comes in like as a friend of Maddie's.
Oh, interesting.
People were saying that like she's really annoying and not how she was portrayed on Vanderpump Rules as this sweet, side piece of DJ James Kennedy. Like
Interesting.
he's very, very thirsty and obnoxious. That was the word they used, obnoxious.
That's good, T.
So yeah, I probably will watch Perfect Match. It's not out yet, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Schwartz alluded to the fact that the fallout between Lala and Sheena will likely be permanent and it might be over the kids' school.
So they're like next door neighbors, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, I think they both moved to the valley though to try to get on the valley. So maybe they were next door neighbors in that little place at the end of Vanderpump.
Okay.
So I don't know if they are anymore.
Yeah, I didn't see that friendship lasting anyway.
They're so difficult. I know I'm very conflicted about Lala because I'm very glad she's on the valley based on this past episode, but she's
Yes.
still tough to watch. Most of the gossip is around Rhode Island
This
in
is
their
great.
premiere season. It's really good.
So I was listening to, I think it was Danny Pellegrino's recap of Rhode Island and someone else's too. And they were saying they're giving us so much the first season that hopefully they don't pull back the second season like shit. Like we got ourselves in a lot of trouble. So let's keep our mouths shut. I hope that doesn't happen.
That's absolutely going to happen. 100%. Unless we do the fallout and all the lawsuits and them getting around, like, where can it go from here? So, okay, Dino officially faces cocaine charges, right? We talked about the 7-year, 6-year investigation from the feds.
Okay. So I want to weave in Rhode Island to this gossip stuff because
Yeah,
we're not
please.
going to cover Rhode Island fully today. But this is my thought. Is Dino going to take the fall for Gary?
Good question.
Because Dino seems like the errand boy, the you do the, like Gary seems to be,
Take care of my wife. I'm going to go away
right.
for 3 weeks.
And you do this and you do that. And you launder the money through the weed business. I can see if they're like, you got to take the fall for this. But we'll see if they come out with charges for Liz and Gary.
Right.
I kind of think she'll face charges.
Maybe stay away from Dolores. I don't know. Is that the key message?
I mean, maybe she didn't meet Dolores in time. Like, because I could see Gary being like, sorry, Liz, you're going to go to prison, but I'm not.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Dolores, Dolores came out and said that she thinks Rosie is the reason why she wasn't invited on the trip, why she wasn't asked to go to the reunion.
Why would Rosie?
She said Rosie has a problem with her and she doesn't really know what it is. I don't believe that because how does Dolores not have more pull than Rosie? But
Rosie.
anyway, Dolores called it out and said she believes Rosie doesn't like her and that's the reason why she wasn't filming more, but she was just a friend of, right?
Yeah. And Dolores isn't always spot on with her.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we just briefly talk about the Rosie Kelsey epic fight of the century that was, like, so freaking amazing? I had to watch it twice, and then you sent me about the slam pig. Did you write down the definition I asked you to?
So I went to Urban Dictionary because Rosie mentioned it on Watch What Happens Live. Go to Urban Dictionary and look up the definition. Rosie said it's Kelsey, basically. Now, there were some pretty racy definitions that I didn't want to repeat on
Okay.
air, but basically, it's kind of like a big slut, a big whore. Like, you're just a whore that screws anything.
Okay, so what I've been hearing on other podcasts and on Facebook is that in real life, Kelsey's rich boyfriend of 10 years is an exaggeration, and that they really broke up 2 years ago.
She had already moved out.
Right, and that he was allowing her to use his place for a storyline or whatever, and that she really lives with Billy, and they really are boyfriend and girlfriend, and Rosie knows all of this.
Because Rosie has said, I'm coming to the reunion with receipts.
Right. So is she also alluding to, although Kelsey and Bill are boyfriend, girlfriend, that Kelsey also has other married men, sugar daddies that buy her
Well,
gifts and do all the things?
that's what came out during the slam pig argument. Yes. That's why I think that's how it ended.
Could Bill be like her pimp? Like he seems so down, dirty, gross. Like I don't, there's something gross there with him. He seems like he came out of the sewer. I don't the sewer.
You're a hua. Oh my God. Did you hear this? I've never heard of this podcast, Salty Chip Podcast. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Kelsey got into a bad car accident right before she competed and won Miss Rhode Island, and she learned she had a brain tumor.
What?
Yeah.
Well, the epic part of that fight was when she's like, pageant was rigged. And she's like, it wasn't rigged. I won fair and square. This is your identity right here, is this pageant winning moment that probably was rigged. All of them are. So who cares?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too that the producers stepped in and told Rosie, like, stop pushing her. Like, I almost felt like a real fight. That wasn't produced or fake
No.
or
But when Rosie shut the door and locked it, why did production let Kelsey back in?
I guess it was too good of a fight to let it end. I don't know. Seems like a violation.
I mean, it was really good. Rosie like won that argument. Slam
Big,
dunk on that one.
big and all. Oh my God.
Anything else on Rhode Island?
Yes. Did you see the recent post by Alicia taking all her money? She
Billy?
posted basically kind of like asking for a friend if your husband takes all the money and puts it in an account that you do not have access to. What does that mean? Now, Billy's not her husband, but do you think she was talking about him or someone else? She since deleted it too. Like it was up for a little bit and she took it down.
I think she was talking about him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I mean, the reason why she didn't want to get married, according to her originally, forget about the dad stuff, but because the prenup basically left her with absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And there's something else there, I think, with the driving. You know, they like he's saying he wants her to drive to be able to drive the daughter back and forth, but I don't think he wants her to drive. Like, I think behind the scenes, he's like, you don't need to know how to drive, or you shouldn't drive. Like, kind of taking away her agency or her freedom.
A lot of these guys seem like they're kind of controlling of these women.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to touch on the end when Rula and Brian had Alicia and Billy over for dinner, and Brian has a couple shots of tequila before they get there, and then talks about he's part owner of this med spa or this med spa conglomerate that Joellen also works for, whatever. And so he was basically like, I get free steroids, free GLP-1 injections. What else was he saying? Botox. And I was like, maybe you shouldn't be saying this, especially about the steroids.
Yeah, I lose a little muscle, so then I take steroids after GLP-1. Like, that's advised, I'm sure. Like, this place
No.
might lose their license.
Yeah, he was talking too much, and then he took a fake phone call and came back. I'm like, "Did he go do some drugs in the
Right, I
bathroom?"
was gonna say, did he go take a shower?
Yeah, I think so. There is so much there, and I think there is
No.
definitely dirty dealings. with his businesses, some illegal shit going on. So I hope that comes out in season 2.
I know. Like, Dolores, keep your distance. Don't get too into it with these.
Yeah, like
Be glad you didn't film too much.
I think like these people are worse than like Joe Gorga and Joe Judice. Like I think Joe Gorga and Joe Judice were like not the big dogs. Like I feel like these guys are in Rhode Island. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see.
Okay. So Summer House. That was a hard watch.
Summer House and The Valley were hard watches.
Yes. But Summer House, I felt sad.
Yes. It wasn't as fun
No.
as it could
Even though
be.
I think once again they were all doing Molly or whatever at that après-ski party.
Yeah. West and his hugs, something bigger is going on there.
All right, where do you want to start with this?
My God. Okay. So, well, one of the notes I had back at the party, Lindsay and Carl having their conversation, much too overdue conversation in the igloo. What were your thoughts on that? So, Lindsay realized after chatting with Sharon, it brought up all these emotions and things that she had buried that she really did want to face. And so she wanted to have the conversation with Carl, which I applaud her for. Sheena Shea makes her presence known. The headline of, was it from Us Weekly? Carl's mom partying with Sheena Shea on their wedding weekend. Anyway, so that Lindsay brought up how that triggered her and it was such a slap in the face and she hadn't heard from her mom. Saying that he's sorry, understanding her perspective, really truly listening, accepting, acknowledging. He starts tearing up. She's giving him the death stare. Like, what were your thoughts on that whole interaction?
I think Carl was showing up in a really authentic way. And even though she was diabolical, he could say, these were some great things that you did for me in our relationships and ways that you showed up for me and were really helpful. And he could stay up there, right, on this, I'm going to give you credit, where she's just like, or maybe they edited it out, but she didn't apologize back or say anything good about him. And I was like, "Oh, this just feels yucky."
I kind of had the same thought. Like, I get where she's coming from, but I think Carl was so freaking scared of her that he had to break up with her on camera.
Me too. And then when we see in the city later when she talks about Turner leaving her 6 weeks postpartum, I'm like, "Girl, you're a nightmare in a relationship, and so you need to take some accountability for that."
Yeah.
She's hard to
I
love.
think she's an awesome friend if you're on her good side.
Yeah, but even that gets questioned in the city, which we'll talk about. She can show up as a good friend when she wants to, but I think she is a very challenging person to be around all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Co-signed. So then Sierra and Kyle have their conversation and she's like, what the fuck goes on in your head when you start freaking out and you drag in somebody like Carl who has not like nothing to do with this. And he was like, whatever, the talk about the separation on the beach really set me off. And again, I still go back to Kyle and Amanda were done. And he realized what Amanda was doing, letting everyone else speak for her. And he was like, fuck you. Like, they're both so wrong all around. There's no right
Mhm.
in the situation. Super crazy toxic.
Yeah. I wrote down that Sierra said to Kyle, "Your words cause irreparable damage." And I don't think that he understands that. He thinks he can always apologize and say, "Oh, I was like that because," but like
Mhm.
his words are so terrible. And I still don't think he gets that.
There's got to be like more than alcohol in the mix, right? When he has these outbursts.
Or other things, yeah. Because when he's sober, there is more reasonable sometimes. But yeah, that alcohol or drugs or whatever he's doing really
Not a good combo.
no.
Fix your cocktail, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he just spends the rest of the party moping because Amanda won't talk to him, which is fucking ridiculous.
And annoying.
And she had every right to not want to talk to him.
Why would you wanna talk to him at a fun party, end of year party?
Like, you want her to be fun, but then you're gonna drag her down and you're gonna give her a non-apology again. I hate both of them. They
Yeah,
both suck. And then I loved how this comes later, but he's moping, 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 and then it was time to go out, and he's like, "Woohoo!" And he was all happy again. Imagine
I
that.
know. We'll get
Never
to
felt.
that.
So West and Ben are chatting.
Mhm.
Wes is basically like, "Tell your girlfriend to cut it out, knock it off, which I'm on West Side on this one because first of all, bravo. How could you let a fan get she's a fan. She loved Sierra before she ever met Sierra. Like she was oohing and ahhing over her. She's way too much. And on the flip side, I'm on West Side, but he should have said to Sabrina directly, maybe he didn't want to overstep with Ben, but hey, knock it off.
Stop it.
What are you doing?
How do you know she was a fan before?
I have to assume by the way she acts. Oh my
Okay.
God, your energy. And I love, like, she's too
She's
much.
too much.
She's almost like worse than Raquel and I guess Allie Luber at this point.
And like she's trying to produce also, like,
She's trying to, that's what I'm saying. They let a fan in and this is what you get.
mm-mm. Yeah, just don't push these two together. And he says, I can date her casually. I wanted to have sex with her last night, but I don't want to be her boyfriend and I don't want to break her heart.
I'm not portraying myself as a boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what it means for her. So
Gross.
too much. Kyle, more pouting. I ruined the last weekend of the summer. Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down West and his hugs, like he's on whatever, to your point, Molly or
Oh, is
something.
this before we see Amanda expressing gratitude to Sierra and Mia for saying what she thinks out loud and being there for her? And she doesn't feel like she's enough for anyone. I feel bad. You guys always have to console me. And they were like, do you want us to be harder with you? We're not going to let you sit here and talk about this over and over and not do anything about it. We can start a whole new life. We'll be here for you. I mean, I thought that moment said so much about Amanda,
Yep.
how invested they are in her being independent and happy. And clearly, she's not invested in them.
Yeah. But it does sound like, and we touched on this last time, I think, or maybe the time before, like Amanda does ghost everyone. Like she doesn't text back. And like, so when it's not filming, I think she just is in hermit mode and recovers. And she's clearly an introvert, right? But no, she's not feeling the friendship the same way.
Is it true that she has a trust fund that she doesn't really have to work?
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Like, or she gets an allowance or something? Like,
Interesting.
she's privileged even as she was as a child, but as an adult too. Like, she doesn't have to, I don't think.
Huh. I did not know that.
I mean, I don't know that it's enough to like live how she wants to live, but I think she's getting money somehow.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sabrina, again, Kyle's moping to her, and she's like, "Go get her. Go get your girl. Girls want to be fought for." Like, girl, stop, stop, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Yeah. Clearly, you haven't been there for the past 10 summers.
Anyway, Kyle's not used to not getting his way. One of the things I wrote down to ask you about was, is it just that Kyle can't handle failure? Like Loverboy's failing, his marriage is failing. Like, do you think it's not about the thing that he's losing and that's failing, but that just he can't handle that he himself failed at something?
Right. I think he always wants to look like the definition of success. So, yes, I would agree with that. And why he pivots so fast to create a new product or a new narrative. Like, okay, don't look over here because now look at this.
Yeah.
But it seems like he surrounds himself with those type of people, which we'll get to when we talk about In the City.
And the fact he didn't get his way, right? Amanda's going to a hotel. She totally sugarcoats it and lies. And we'll get to that part. But anyway, the fact that Kyle says we might not be coming back as a couple. So it's not that we might not be a couple, it's that we might not be on Summer House as a couple.
Right. And we are Summer House. We are the leading cast members.
That was weird and
Huh?
very telling. So it's 5 in the morning. Well, Amanda, they go out at after like midnight.
Right.
Amanda comes home at 2 a.m. with Sierra, Ben, Sabrina, West.
But they all stay up and party.
They hang out outside. West and Sierra kiss, which looked awkward.
Yeah.
Didn't look
And
passionate.
this is like 5:30 AM.
Yeah. And then Kyle and Jesse roll up at 5:27 a.m.
And that's why I'm like, I wrote down, what kind of drugs are these people doing? Because what on earth? How are they still standing at
They had
that
a
age?
whole party. Half of them couldn't go out after. Yeah.
Yes, and good drugs.
yeah, so Wes and Sierra kiss, and then Kyle, goes in. Amanda wakes up, and he's like, "Oh, I found some chips. I didn't want to wake you up." Like, just shut up, dude.
Well, okay, I wanna go back to this. Sierra is in the room, I think, with Jesse and Wes, and he's, like,
Yeah,
kinda kissing her,
yeah,
and she's kinda, like, wanting to stay in the bed, but then he's kinda, like, escorting her to the door. I was like, I wonder who was in charge of that dynamic, because part of me was like, I could just see him being like, "Yeah, let me just sleep with her,"
yeah.
but it also seemed like he was also like, "Ooh, I know if I do that, it's gonna be a disaster."
And I wondered if there was a free bedroom, if because Mia was in her bed, Jesse was in that room. Like, I think they slept together after the season, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
But yeah, that night yeah, that was a weird power dynamic.
But also, I think he was cognizant of what do I want to show on camera.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then I have to say, so now it's the next morning, and Levi wakes up and she's eating pizza in the bed. And I love that. Levi needs justice. Like, she is great. I don't know why they cut her out and they brought in Dara instead of her. Like, I don't get it. I really like Levi.
Me too.
So Sierra tells Mia she kissed West, and Mia's like, "What the fuck?"
He was pissed.
He was pissed.
Like,
That's
"Girl,
now that's a real friend.
what are you doing? This is not good."
You're already smitten, right? After she talks to him from the
Yes, and she
balcony.
looks like, "Oh my god," like, so giddy and like, "Oh, jeez."
What does this guy have? Like,
I don't
got
know.
some serious pheromones.
Is this when West and Jesse are talking and Jesse's like, "What the fuck?" to West? He says, "Are you gonna hit her up to hang out in the fall?" And then Wes says he's confused, and Jesse says, "You can only do it if you're all in." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not all in."
That's why I'm confused.
Oh, and I wanna mention the door keeps getting stuck again. It was
Yes,
only
the door.
temporarily fixed.
I know. And I feel like it was when Kyle had the fight with Carl and he whipped it open.
Good call, good call.
So the final scene, Kyle's an emotional wreck. He knows the conversation that's coming. Why would he be surprised? I have no idea. Amanda's clearly afraid to be honest with him because she tells him, "I told Sierra we're not there. Things are getting better." And that was 100% not the conversation.
Mhm.
What she's so afraid to just be like, I'm leaving you. You suck."
But I think too, she knows this is Kyle's show, right? And I can't have the season end or this era of Summer House end with me making him look like a failure. Like, she has an awareness of that, right? Like, I'm not going to be like, "Okay, we're done, bye." And I don't know if it's because she knows how important this whole show is to him or it's his identity or
And he's producing in the city and she needs
yeah.
to be on it for income if she's going to live alone or whatever.
She is very empathic to him when he is struggling. Like, she falls for it. Though this time on the steps, he did look, like, pretty raw and broken, but like you said, I think it was not just that the marriage was over, it
Right.
was what he
We're
looks like.
not coming back as a couple. That was it. Not that we're not going to be a couple. We're splitting up. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
See, messy, messy.
So we roll in the city, and I just wanna point out, it starts with Doug Lindsay in a hair commercial, and, she's never had good hair, and for her to land a hair commercial, you go, girl. That's like me landing a hair commercial, right? I was like, "That's awesome."
That's pretty good. But here's my thing, like, Kyle's speech, I guess it transitions, like, I watched it live, so it was
Okay.
one big flow, not on Peacock, but well, I watched it multiple times, but, like, Kyle says, "I might actually lose Amanda. Is this what I want?" And I thought, "What did you think was gonna happen? That her biggest issue was that you're partying too much, and then you became a DJ, and now you're traveling and staying out until 6 in the morning, falling asleep in people's." You really thought she would just be at home waiting for you? That's what I don't understand. How can this be so shocking to him?
Well, because she has been at home waiting for him for years, and so not until some people started flirting with her did she get the idea, "I don't have to be in this crappy situation." And I think part of him thought too, like, maybe eventually she'll be more fun, but good for them for not having kids. I mean, oh my god, thank God. I wonder too, one of the episodes 2 episodes ago, he's like, "Well, she's not ready. She's nowhere near ready to have kids." And so I do think when she is with him in that apartment, she's like a sloth. Like, I think she really doesn't really function, and he's like, "How the hell are you gonna take care of anything?"
Yeah. Right, and that's come up before.
Yeah.
And she's even said, like, "I can barely take care of myself." What was interesting, though, so Amanda, like, the continuity was a little off, and fans called out another scene in the city where the continuity was really off in the background of New York City, which is one of the, I guess, issues of filming in a city like New York City.
Okay.
But Amanda in the car, when she got in the Uber by herself to go to the hotel, she was in the city clip of it, she had West's hat on,
Oh my gosh.
as well as, well, we'll get to it maybe, but when they have their breakup dinner at the end, that was like September. And the day after that, West posted on his stories him and Amanda sharing Aperol spritzes
My
the day
god.
after. And then remember Mia from Southern Hospitality gave the date that she went out with Wes, which was September. And Amanda told her at BravoCon, I was pre-gaming in his apartment, getting him ready for your date.
So do you think, she was in that talk, she was with him, she was like, "I would never cheat on you." So do you think once she came back to the city from summer house, she's like, "Okay, now I can have sex with you, West."
Yeah. I like to believe that they didn't have anything physical, but it was 100% emotional for sure. And whatever West hugged, when he hugged her at the end of Summer House, he whispered something to her and then he got a very touchy-feely hug. A lot of people thought he said, "I made out with Sierra," but I think it was too quick whatever he said. Some people thought he said, "I'll see you later," right? Because she was going to the hotel.
See, I think they started having sex in the fall.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But maybe he did support, like, I could see her needing support, not from Sierra and the girls, but if West or Ben or Jesse, like, if they were gonna light her up, like, that would give her comfort and confidence to be able to do it.
And I think when summer house ended, in her mind, like, then now the marriage is over, even though legally it wasn't, and I can do what I want. I'm glad the whole thing didn't focus on them, the whole
Yeah,
intro.
lots of new people. Well, okay, so Kyle and Amanda sit down. He's very friendly to her when she comes in, and this is after the West stuff broke.
Mhm.
And hugging her, "Are you eating?" And asks her if there was an emotional relationship. And to your point, she said, like, "No, I wouldn't do that." But she's like, "You cheated on me." And he's like, "I had a one night stand." She said, "You made out with someone when we were married." Says who? Oh, there's a video of it. He goes, "Okay." I was like, "What are you doing?"
Just because you don't remember it, Kyle, doesn't mean it didn't happen
There's
numerous
video.
times.
Right. One video out of how many other times? Oh, this man, I don't understand how he thought she was just gonna sit there and take that.
Yeah, but his whole thing every time was, "I don't even remember." Well, that doesn't,
Words.
you know, doesn't mean anything.
Ay, 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 ay. A hot take. Do you think the West and Amanda affair sank in the city before it even started?
I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it could go either way.
I had read that the producers were pissed.
Pissed, I'm sure, because there was so much of the show, storylines and everything through lines, and they were like, "What? Now we have to, like, reconfigure everything?" Yeah, but it makes room for more story. So they rewind back to September 2025, and we see Lindsay with her baby, which I'm glad we get to see her face, but also, she's just a baby. She doesn't have any say. Is she gonna grow up on reality TV? I don't know.
Lindsay
Possibly.
was asked about that on Watch What Happens Live, and she said, because they said it's weird you don't show her on social media, but you show her on the show. And she was like, "Well, you pick your battles." I told them I wouldn't show her on social media, but this is my job. This is what I do. And I can't be on a show where I'm a mom if I can't show myself being a mom and provide for my daughter, basically.
I don't really like that.
I could see her saying, like, "You're taking away my livelihood." Like, this show is about a family life in the city. But I agree. I don't know that a baby on TV doesn't
Right, and
have great
I
results.
can see a parent being like, "I don't want the baby on TV." Gosh, I'm sure those 2, this might be an ongoing war like Bethany and Jason Hoppy. But Lindsay's saying, like, Gemma's a lot like her personality-wise, and we get to see a little of that, which is kinda cute. And then we get introduced to the nanny, and I was like, "This is so Bethany Frankel." I mean, oh my gosh, like, just the story just all over again. And then she introduces Yvonne, her best friend for 13 years, who we've never heard of.
She's very cute. Well, they were all at the party too
Mhm.
on Summer House, but I like her. I like Yvonne.
Yeah, I don't like her boyfriend. And then they introduced Georgina, and so she what does she do, Georgina? She has a med spa?
Yes.
Okay,
Lindsay's mom friend.
right. And then Andrea and Lexi.
Yeah, which Central Park, the only thing I wrote down, like, could his jeans be any tighter?
Well, I think they were foreshadowing, like, "This is a fairy tale. We never get tired of each other, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, "Oh, shit. The shit's gonna hit the fan with these 2." And then they show Danielle, and, like, under everyone, the thing says influencer. I'm like, "Are all of these people influencers? Like, no one has a job anymore? Like, this is everyone's job is just, I'm on TV?"
What happened to CEO and founder?
I mean, honestly, they should just put reality show star. Like,
Star
what
of
is
the
the
show that you're watching right now is their only source of income,
so
plus some
dumb.
Instagram deals if they're lucky. Okay, I still maintain I don't like Dan.
You know, Lindsay had a point about her just copying everything that she does, and I'm like, "This is kind of creepy," when she broke it down that way, with this relationship with this guy. What did she say? They've been together for 6 months, living together for 1 month, and then she's pregnant and, like,
I read online how he's not divorced because in Ireland, it takes 7 years. Is that true?
that's
Surely that would make
yes,
sense.
Polly, same thing. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, but also she's 37, so I could see her being like, "Shit, if I'm gonna have a baby, like, I
Yeah.
gotta do it."
Right. So I'm fast forwarding, but when Amanda meets them for drinks and she's like, I don't want to talk about me, she talks about Danielle and she goes, there was a blind item that Lindsay's former BFF from Summer House is a homewrecker. The guy's married. And that was leaked to Dumois. And remember, I told you Amanda's friends with the person who runs that. So did Amanda
Yeah.
leak that story? Because remember, Danielle's the one who said, I trust Amanda the least.
Yes,
So Amanda
yeah.
doesn't like Danielle.
Good call, Joanne.
Well,
Okay, then we meet this guy. I can't stand this guy. Kenny, Kyle's friend.
the
Ew.
gorgeous girlfriend from Minnesota who moved across the country,
I mean, from minute 1, I'm like, "This guy's a total douchebag."
venture capitalist.
Yeah, I could see why he and Kyle are friends, worked on Wall Street, blah, blah, blah. They're doing all this, business talk, like, just showboating. I can't stand it. So what is he saying? Like, he might invest in Kyle's company or
I think he did, maybe
a new launch within the company?
something like that. It sounds like a bad idea.
And then we meet later on his girlfriend who seems dumb as shit, like,
She's gorgeous. From
stunning.
Minnesota, sweet. But then in his confessional with them together, they talk about the speakeasy that they went to. And he was like, well, my friend may or may not own it. I might get free drinks, but also I used to have access to the surveillance cameras. And
Yeah.
the girl's like, you can't say
What?
that.
Like, so many red flags.
Mario Batali, like, isn't that what was happening with
But yeah, and also he's like, "Then I could just see, like, who's there if I wanna pop over." I'm like, "This if he's comfortable with this, like, what else?"
saying it on TV?
Yeah.
So, yeah, yikes.
And the guys are throwing him under the bus a little bit, like, "You're not faithful to anybody," like and he even says, like, I'm into her now. I hope it lasts."
Yeah. I was like, be quiet. I was in grief. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. It's one of the steps of grief.
Yeah, I don't like that guy. He's gonna be awful. Who else do we meet? Gavin is the bar owner?
Yes, he's another restaurateur.
Okay.
The one who commented on Lindsay's spray tan when she came in.
Yeah. And what's Yvonne's boyfriend's name? Boyfriend, husband?
Eva, I don't remember.
And she wants to have kids and he doesn't, right?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry, Lindsay's friend. Yeah, yeah. I don't know his
Okay.
name. He's cute.
Yeah, but I don't think it's not looking good. I mean, what couple do you think looks good, like, has a shot on this?
I mean, Danielle, like, that's frightening.
I
Lex
know.
oh, maybe Lexi and Andrea.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Danielle's boyfriend's name is Owen. Okay, but it's spelled okay. Lindsay's like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to avoid her because she has negative energy. And then she pulls up a negative timeline,
Get all the receipts.
God, of all the times Danielle gave her some feedback she didn't like or copied her. I was like, this is Lindsay is a little crazy.
Yeah, but still, I don't like Danielle, so
Yeah, I get that. So then she asks Lindsay, do you want to meet for lunch or coffee? And she's like, can I think about that?
we're busy.
What a bitch. That's where I stopped watching it. What happened after that?
Well, the Kyle and Amanda scene actually, it was before the Kyle and Amanda scene, before that speakeasy bar when they had just got out of therapy and they're just fighting. Like, it's
Yeah.
so over. And, well, earlier, she told Lindsay that Kyle made her pay back rent,
Yes.
$17,000, which, to your point, if she was having brand deals, and Lindsay said on Watch What Happens Live that Amanda was making a lot more money than Kyle was anyway. And she was like, "I don't care, I paid it because I just wanna be free of it, and I don't want him hanging that over my head." But
It's
she said,
still
"Okay."
weird. Like,
Little.
would my husband be like, hey, Denise, pay the mortgage for the last year? That's weird.
I mean, maybe that was, like, a precursor to them splitting up and not having the prenup, and I don't know, so that he couldn't drag that on.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
So they get out of the subway station, and she basically is really upset, and they're just fighting, and she's saying, like, "I'm trying to make this work. I'm going to therapy with you, but you went out DJing till 2 a.m., and then you stayed out until 4 a.m., and then we had therapy today. Like, I'm trying, I'm committed to this, I'm doing this for you, and you're not even taking this seriously," which, again, what did this man expect?
But I think there's a point there too, somewhere where she says, like, his lifestyle is so different from hers. He never wants to sit down. He has so much energy. And for her to want him to be home and on the couch, like, he's never going to be that guy ever.
Yeah, yeah. It's true.
Like, she said something like, I can never meet you on your energetic level.
Yeah, and now he's going out more, and she's staying home and smoking pot, like, they're getting farther apart from
Part
their
part.
energy.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, so then it closes with the anniversary dinner, 4-year anniversary. She says they're celebrating the fact that they could prove all of the people that said they wouldn't make it 3 years wrong because they made
That's so
4 years.
sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, I did see that part. Yeah, and they were saying it to these old guys in the bar, like, "Yeah, it's our 4-year anniversary." I was like, "Ooh."
Then smooth sailing, but she's like, "I'm moving out," and he's kinda like, "Well, if I agree, it's not for you to agree." Well, if I support, I don't need your support. This is
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Like, he definitely needs to be in control of everything, and he's not in control of her anymore. And I don't know. What do you think about this? Like, that's why she had to slow play it for so long and say, no, Sierra said that, but I disagree. We're on a good path. Like, she had to really help him get to that point with her versus I'm moving out, we're done, not knowing how.
I think she must be in individual therapy, and it took a lot of coaching from that therapist to get her to a space where she could say those things and, like, not back down and be like, "No, actually, I don't need you to agree with me." Like, that takes a long time to get a client there.
Yeah.
So, I think it was more her process and her timing of being able to say it and mean it.
And it worked because she
Yeah,
gets to
like,
leave if she
I can
wants
do what I
to.
want.
Oh, these 2. Why did she go sleep with, like, what a dummy, man, did she screw up so many good things for herself. What a shame. Like, I feel bad for her in that sense to not have better judgment.
Yeah, maybe she'll
They should have just denied it. Like, we hooked up once, that was it. Maybe she could have gotten all the brand deals.
well, he's gonna dump her, and then we're gonna see
Oh, so you'll think she'll get her redemption arc?
I think the fans we'll see how the fans align with that, 'cause he is not gonna stay with her.
They share a dressing room at the reunion.
Are you kidding me?
They share a dressing room. He comes in the preview. Did you see it? He kisses her.
I did not. I only saw the part with Jesse crying, which made me so sad. So, okay, I know we've gone over this timeline 1,000 times, but next week, is it in the city followed by the reunion back to back?
I don't know. 'Cause how many reunion parts are there gonna be? It's not gonna be 1, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's gotta be 2 or 3. I don't know. So crazy. Lots of content, though. And then I was watching The Valley while I was getting my hair done.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that yet.
I know. I just wanna do, like, big takeaways from
All
that.
right. Danny sucks.
Oh my god.
Danny continues to suck.
Clearly has a problem with alcohol. Clearly is a huge asshole when he drinks. You see her constantly trying to manage him so that he doesn't have fans that hate him. She's just like, "Okay, stop, do
And they
this."
have the Christian podcast, like this super Christian life.
Oh, they have a podcast?
I think they do. She's an influencer. She might have a podcast. Maybe it's just her. He posted an apology on his Instagram story. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
And everyone was like, "Go to Watch What Happens Live and deal with the heat." And Andy says, "No, no, no, I believe him." And Luke said, "No, no, no, he had a job. He really did. And he's going to deal with it at the reunion." I don't believe that person.
Guy's such a wuss. I think, Lala touches on this religious component in their marriage. And even Kristen at the end, I was kind of getting pissed at her. She's like, well, they keep their dirty laundry. Da, da, da. I'm like, why are you on reality TV then? Get the fuck off reality TV.
Kristen, how long did you want to get back on reality TV? And you're going to be like, "No, no, no, it's cool. Don't show your real life."
Yeah, no. But also, I just wanted to plug Kate Casey has her podcast on the Patreon level, does a deep dive on their specific church or religion. So I'm going to listen to that. Hopefully, I'll come back with some info. But definitely, it seems like they're evangelical Christian. He's the head of the household, he makes the decisions. She's there just to support whatever he feels is best for the family and not to challenge him. And so you see when the girls are trying to like decide like who's going to talk to her, who's going to say she's got to stand up for herself. And they're like, well, she's not really going to listen because it's not part of her belief system. And they're trying to push Janet to do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't pick Janet. Why Janet?
Or Janet. No justice for Janet. No
Right?
justice. Andy said it on Watch What Happens Live. Is there justice for Janet? I wrote that down. And
Who did?
Luke goes, "No, there's no justice for Janet."
She called it season 1. I called it season 1. I'm like, this guy is a problem.
Thank God for Lala, who thought we would ever be here.
I know. And she was, producing too, but also like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you're not going to talk to someone like that. And I'm going to expose you for doing it. So, what the other girls were alluding to was like, don't cross them because bad shit is going to come your way, like Janet and Brittany. But Lala's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what are you going to do to me? So, I'm interested to see this power play between Lala and Danny in the next few episodes, and he goes to try to like smooth things over because Mia told him to. Lala's like this apology is just bullshit.
And I love that she was like, "I'm not judging you," because she has that like dealing truly with being sober and all the accountability that comes with that. That pissed him off.
He was like, "Don't you dare suggest I have a problem with alcohol. Dude, we all see it."
So he's gonna get sober. Like, I can't wait for that storyline. I think obviously Nia gave him permission to drink that one pageant day, right? Because he was being so
Mhm.
good and resenting her for not being able to drink before that. And he's just going down a deeper hole and being an idiot. I think he thought he was like being funny, playing a character in drag. And Janet's just watching.
Mhm.
I loved it. They just show her eyes on Danny.
I just wanna comment on this. You saying, like, he's gonna go be sober. I think that was his plan this season is I am not going to drink while we're filming. But he's an alcoholic and he was missing out on the fun, and so that he was probably, like, begging her, like, "At this event, just let me." So,
And had that work out.
yeah. So I think when they come back, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna say he's sober, but drink off screen, and something's gonna happen again.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that they were trying to have a conversation and then they go back and he's like, "How could you say that to me on camera?" Like, that's their agreement. It was kind of like Ariana and Sandoval a little bit, right? Like,
Mhm.
they air the dirty laundry on camera. But then he's so drunk and he's like, "Do you have a mic on?" And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Why do you have a mic?" And she's like, "Stop talking, stop talking, stop talking." And they were following each other outside. There's a camera.
She's trying to protect him from himself. But also, I think and when I listened to Kate Casey, I think he has a leadership position in the church probably, or he's like a mentor or something. And so it's very important then for them to protect this image on camera. And I think that's why he issued that apology statement. Like, how are they going to manage this and for the church purposes?
Will they get a new show on like TLC or something? Because the Valley's not right for these two if that's their situation.
No, they need a spinoff on raising Christian children in LA or wherever they live now.
Like it just got worse and worse and worse. Like because he couldn't help himself.
Mm-mm.
He could not help himself. Janet tries to apologize again. That was I don't know.
Nia
Janet's
hates
like a
her.
shell of herself, which is sad to see. I think I said this before we started filming. Like even the way she dresses, like she's monochromatic and like the low ponytail, like she's a
Yeah,
shell of herself.
she really is. I think that last season did a number on her emotionally with all the backlash, and God knows. I don't follow Danny on social media, but she was trying to say, like, he says bad stuff about me on social media too. And Nia's like, I'm not talking about him.
Yes.
And so I think a lot of his damaging social media posts about her when she was really just stating the truth.
I'm not the only one doing this.
Hmm.
Terrible. And the only other thing, poor Jason, to see him dislocate his knee.
My God. He's like, I think you need to call an ambulance. I was like, ooh, this guy must be dying.
Yeah, I know that my daughter has done that twice, and it's pretty grotesque.
Does she have knee surgery?
No, but if it happens again, she probably will have to. But who was it? Luke? You want me to send a video to Janet? Dude, he's just laying there, his knee is sideways. Oh my God, poor Jason.
I don't think Luke should have won the pageant. I think Zach should have won.
Zach, hands down, should have won that pageant. That was really annoying to me.
Yeah, he was great. Really great. Did they show previews?
They did. So there's like a boob party because Brittany's going in to get her
Her boobs done.
reduction. There's a confrontation with Nia. I don't know who it was with.
Okay. So much to watch.
Love Island starts soon.
My God. Okay, one of these shows needs to end soon. So the summer house ends, but we still have the reunion. So we still are in Rhode Island, in the city. The valley must be coming to an end soon.
You'd think, yeah, because it was episode 8. So maybe, I don't know,
Mm,
9, 10, 11, 12, probably 4 more.
and then Love
Ooh.
Island.
Love Island, freaking daily commitment. I don't know that we could recap that.
And Top Chef, did they finish? Because I didn't see the winner.
No, they're not done. They're close to the end, though.
And Culinary Cup, I saw the winner.
Culinary Cup finished.
I was so glad she won.
Me too. Me too. But I still don't like that show.
I think it's because I don't like Padma.
Mine, Padma, I think it's really crappy that she went and did a whole nother show. But I think, do you think she was jealous that Kristen was killing it? Like nobody missed Padma on Top Chef.
I think Padma has a huge ego,
Yeah.
and I think she's difficult to work with. And yeah, I think they were probably like, bye, Padma, like, no problems here. And she wanted to show she could do something bigger and better.
See you later, Gail. I love when the happens, guys. My good friend, Ali Wong.
All right. So we're back next week and we'll discuss the times later. But yeah. So hopefully more fun TV ahead and not so sad. But I do want to see someone go to prison on Rhode Island. So
I think that's pretty much inevitable. Even though if it's Dino, who's never really been on camera, if it's going to be him, then who knows who else goes down.
they definitely need to do a Real Housewives cast trip of the people who've been to prison
Yeah. Someone suggested that.
for
I've heard it
sure.
on Radio Andy.
And not just like, haha, yeah, that would be funny. Like, no, for real, do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Lots
All
of
right.
good stuff. It's going to be, usually summer's slow, but it's going to be good.
Gonna be popping. All right. I'll see you next time.
Cheers, Denise.
Cheers. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Charmingly Toxic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow reality TV junkies. You can connect with me on Instagram at Charmingly Toxic and join the conversation in the Charmingly Toxic Facebook group. This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While I am a licensed therapist, I'm not diagnosing anyone here. Expect real talk, sarcasm, and a few clinical insights woven in along the way. If you're seeking support for a toxic relationship, please reach out to a licensed therapist or visit my website, dccounseling.org.